Do you ever feel like you're stuck? Like not failing and not miserable, just not moving? Well, it turns out there's actually a very powerful neuroscientific reason for that. So today I'm going to share with you exactly why that happens and give you 7 simple steps to get unstuck. Most people think that being stuck is a motivation problem, that they're somehow lacking clarity, motivation, willpower, or self-discipline. But feeling stuck is not a motivation problem. It's a neuroscientific problem. And once you understand that, everything else begins to make a lot more sense. Here's the part that most people don't understand. Your brain is not designed to make you happy or successful. That is not its job. Your brain is a survival mechanism, and it's designed to keep you safe and help you survive. And to your brain, safe means familiar. So when you try to change something like your habits, your routine, your income, or even your fitness, your brain resists that change. Not because it's wrong, not because you don't want to, not because you shouldn't, but simply because it's unfamiliar. And that's where the old saying comes in. People will choose a familiar hell versus an unfamiliar heaven. There's a concept in psychology called the region beta paradox that perfectly explains exactly why people stay stuck. You see, as humans, people tend to leave really painful situations way faster than slightly uncomfortable ones. And think about it like this. If your life is a 2 out of 10, well, that's painful enough to force you into taking massive action. You'll quit your job, you'll end a relationship, you'll hit the gym, you'll rebuild, and your life improves. And that's why dissatisfaction can actually be a really powerful and creative state. Even hitting rock bottom can oftentimes be a blessing in disguise because it will force you to take action that you might otherwise avoid. But if your life is a 5 or a 6 out of 10, that's where people get trapped. It's not bad enough to demand change, but it's also not good enough to feel deeply fulfilled. So people will stay there for years, sometimes even decades. But another reason why change can feel so hard is because it often looks like things are getting worse before it gets better. Imagine you're standing on one mountain, but there's a higher peak across from you. Oftentimes, in order to get there, you have to go down before you can go back up. And most people, they're not willing to do that. They won't take that temporary setback, that risk, that discomfort, or that uncertainty to get to that next level. So they stay on that lower peak, keep doing what they're doing, and convince themselves that one, it's not that bad, or two, it'll get better on its own. But it never does. So what do you actually do with this? Number one starts with awareness. I mean, how the heck are you going to change something you're not aware of? Am I right? Ask yourself, what parts of my life feel stuck repeating the same pattern? Next, set a goal. Most people don't have goals. They just have wants. Like, I want to get in shape, or I want to earn more money, or I want to be happier. But those aren't goals. Those are just wants. Everybody wants those things. I mean, honestly, show me one person that doesn't want that. But a real goal is something specific. It's a tangible target. It's a direction because a person without a goal is like a ship without a rudder. No destination and no direction, being pushed around by the wind and the waves, a victim of circumstance rather than a creator of their own destiny. But goals give your brain something to aim at. They provide direction and influence your decision making. And without them, it's just too easy to fall back into autopilot without something pulling you forward. Then redefine discomfort. Discomfort is not a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's oftentimes a sign you're doing something right, something new. And new is the only path to growth. And number four, create intentional disruption. You don't need to blow up your whole life. Well, I mean, sometimes you do, but not always. But you do need to intentionally interrupt the pattern. Change your environment, have those hard conversations, start hanging around different people, and intentionally put yourself in situations that make you feel uncomfortable. Small changes to our daily habits start to break our hypnotic rhythm. And number five, raise your standards. We don't rise to the level of our goals, we sink to the level of our standards. And if you're living a 5 or a 6 out of 10, stop accepting mediocrity. Okay is one of the most dangerous places to live because it will steal your potential and rob you of the amazing life that you could be living. Number six, one of the fastest ways to break out of being stuck is to invest in yourself. When you invest in your mindset and your skill set, you send a powerful signal to your brain that change is not only possible, it's inevitable. Books, courses, coaches, experiences, These are not expenses, they're investments into your future. They help you see those blind spots that you can't see on your own and will collapse years of trial and error trying to figure it out yourself. And lastly, change your environment, specifically the people that you spend time with. We always unconsciously take on the qualities, traits, and characteristics of the people that we hang out with the most. And when you surround yourself with people who are comfortable, complacent, or avoiding growth, that becomes the norm. When you intentionally surround yourself with people who are learning, growing, and pushing themselves, something changes. Your standards, your conversations, and your expectations. And growth starts to feel normal instead of uncomfortable. And that's powerful. If you feel stuck, it's not because you're broken. It's because your brain is doing exactly what it's been designed to do. Keep you safe in familiar patterns. That's it. The only question is, are you going to keep doing what's familiar, or are you going to choose to step into something better, even if it's a little uncomfortable at first? If that hits home, like and subscribe for more content on mindset to help you become the best version of you.